What's happening? Truckers United is one. Top of the afternoon to you. Trucker Dave coming live from my semi. At least it's live when I'm recording it anyway. So, let's see.
You have 2 hours and 9 minutes of remaining drive time.
I was only able to drive 545.3 miles today. I started out on I-70 right close to the Ohio-Indianapolis border there, or Ohio-Indiana border on I-70, and I made it all the way to Springfield, Missouri, and got my load delivered. I technically still have 2 more hours that I can drive, but my pre-plan says I can't pick it up between 8 and noon. Well, I'm on Central Time, and it's, 3:23, so yeah, that load's not getting picked up today. So I'm at the Flying J, Springfield, Missouri. I'm going to spend the rest of the afternoon and night here, and I'll actually be able to sleep in a little bit because I'm only an hour away from where I got to pick up, and the shipping doesn't even open until 8 a.m. Central Time. That would be 9 o'clock my time. So, and then I got like 680 some miles to drive before I get home. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm not going to get home until New Year's Day, which means I'll probably spend New Year's Eve in the truck, more than likely somewhere in Indiana. So I'm okay with that. Ain't nothing going on at my house anyway. So, how about you guys tell me or let us know what your New Year's resolution is? Is there something that you want to change in your life for 2021 other than the fact of getting rid of this fucking coronavirus and getting rid of this crap that we don't have to wear anymore? I'm so tired of masks. 3 most hated words in 2020: wear your mask. That's the 3 most hated words, I'm telling you. So I guess us as drivers were pretty fortunate because we don't have to wear the masks unless we get out of the truck and go in somewhere. My daughter works in the healthcare industry up in Bowling Green, Kentucky. She's a nurse's aide or assistant or whatever you call it. And she works 12-hour shifts up there. She's got to wear a mask the whole damn time she's in that hospital. But they have to wear the real thick N95 masks. I don't know how the hell she does it. I can't stand wearing this mask for 10 minutes just to go in and take a shit at the truck stop. So, I don't know. 2020 has been a really fucked up year all the way around, between this corona thing that started back in, January. And then you had the Black Lives Matter movement, which that, I understand why they're protesting, but when they start rioting and doing stupid shit, it has us drivers a little bit on edge. They did have a FedEx driver they pulled out of his truck and beat him to death and looted his trailers. So, it's a different world we live in right now. It's kind of funny, you go to the store now and you can buy designer masks. Who knew at the beginning of this year that we would see designer masks being sold at the store? So, me wearing glasses, I hate wearing these damn things that fogs my glasses up. This is the only kind I've been able to find that won't fog my glasses up, the ones with the one-way valve. So when you breathe out, it breathes out through these instead of, right up in here where it fogs your glasses up. And, Corona's hit close to home with me. My daughter and her significant other both got COVID. My Aunt Jackie, well, not really my aunt, but it's my wife's Aunt Jackie. She's 80-something years old. She got COVID, but luckily she had mild symptoms, so nobody's been hospitalized. And then her son's wife's sister that lives down in Youngstown got COVID, ended up on a breathing machine and died. So, and then I know at least 8 other people in the fire service that contracted this COVID virus. So, does it kill everybody? No. But it's hit close to home. Before I got back in the truck a month, two ago, well, it's probably been 2-3 months ago, I jumped back in the squad for a little bit and was doing EMS, and I was exposed to a COVID positive patient, didn't know it at the time. And I had to have the Q-tip shoved in the back of my brain, and I had to self-quarantine until the test result come back. Luckily, it come back negative. But I can't wait until that vaccine's available for us truck drivers. I was told that the third round, it'll be available to essential workers, and us truck drivers fall under that category, so we'll see. But I think it's going to be months before we actually have access to it because of the logistics of this whole thing. And, you know, they're making it as quick as they can, they're shipping it out as quick as they can, and they're administering it as quick as they can. But if you think of how many billions of people live in the United States, and they're going by, you know, they're doing healthcare workers, first responders, nurses, doctors, you know, the frontline workers, they're doing them first, obviously. You know, then it's going to be your EMS and fire and your police and group home workers. You know, they get to the second round. The third round is supposed to be essential workers, from what I heard, and people above the age of 65. So if you're over 65, you might be able to get it sooner. But for the everyday Joe like me and everybody else out there that drives truck, and your grocery store clerks, your restaurant workers, you know, the essential workers, you know, it may be a couple months before we have access to it. And then it's going to be, when is it going to be available to get it? And there again, that falls in our laps. Us truck drivers, the ones that actually that ship that vaccine, it was by truck, and it gets delivered to the hospitals and the clinics to get administered to the public. So, you know, if anybody's an essential worker, the American truck driver is definitely the essential worker, more now than ever. You know, when shit's closed down, shit's still got to get moved. Well, guess what? It goes by truck. So, but yeah, 2020's been bullshit. I'll be glad when I see 2020 in the rearview mirror. You know, I've had a lot of ups and downs. I've had more downs than ups this year, all the way around. You know, I lost 2 jobs. Me and the wife aren't seeing eye to eye on a few issues. That's another whole story. I just got off the phone with her a little bit ago. So it seems like I can't win for losing lately. It's damned if I do, damned if I don't. And there's some days I just want to wave the white flag and say, fuck it, I give up. But, you know, I keep pushing forward. That's all we can do, I guess. You know, I never thought I'd be back on the road again, but here I am. I'm in a sleeper cab, 680 some miles from the house, and I'm going to sleep in a Flying J staring at a bunch of other semi-trucks. So, you know, not that I'm knocking trucking. Trucking's been good to me, but this facet of trucking and living in a truck is not something I particularly really wanted to do. You know, and I fucked up twice, and I lost 2 really good local jobs. I was making decent money, and, you know, I have nobody to blame but myself. You know, we're all human. We make mistakes. But it's just frustrating. This whole year has been frustrating. Been utterly frustrating. And I'm sure you guys are feeling it too in one aspect or another. And I'm sure that you guys have family, or you know somebody that's had COVID or has COVID, or, you know, heaven forbid, you know, actually had severe symptoms of COVID and ended up in the hospital. You know, if that's so, I hope they made it okay. And we just need to pray for this country. But yeah, this year's been goof up between the COVID-19, the Black Lives Matter movement, killer bees, shit getting shut down. What else? You know, it's like, what else can they throw at us? You know, and then me personally, I've had You know, I've lost 2 jobs in a matter of 4 months. And mind you, that was after I bought my house. So I now have a mortgage. That was after I bought my Harley Davidson. So I got a motorcycle payment. Plus I have 3 vehicles I'm still paying on. So yeah, the bills just seems to, you know, I got a ton of bills now, and I might have overextended myself. I don't know, but before I lost that first job, I was making enough money to cover everything and still have money in the bank. Now, I don't know. You know, I have an app for my paycheck here at Fleet Master, and the week of Christmas, I only drove 4 days. I wanted to stay out 5, but Christmas Day there was nothing open, so I ended up home Christmas Eve. So I only ran 1,900 miles that week for 4 days, which really ain't bad, but it was only 4 days. So my check was a lot less than I was thinking it was going to be. So I'm going to have to let a couple of bills go this week, and I'm going to end up paying late fees next week. But it's just frustrating, you know. You come out here and bust your ass and hope to get ahead, and you know, you end up falling behind. I almost hate Christmas because of that. You know, the 2 weeks before Christmas, we hadn't had nothing bought yet, so you know, I ended up taking one whole check and buying Christmas for everybody. Well, that put me literally 2 weeks behind on everything else. I only paid what I absolutely had to pay that week, which I believe was wife's car payment and car insurance. That's it. I let everything else slide and bought everybody Christmas. And I don't know, I'm getting to the point where I hate Christmas, because every year I go through this where we just run short on money, and then of course everything else goes up. You know, your lights goes up, your gas goes up, because you're, you know, running the furnace at home. And so I don't know, I'm ready for this year to be over with. I don't know about you guys, but I'm done with 2020. So hopefully 2021 goes a lot better than this year has for everybody, not just me. But I don't mean to come on here and be all depressed and all negative. I'm not trying to be that way. I am thankful I have a job. I am thankful for the stuff that I do have. But yeah, just being an adult sometimes just flat out sucks, to be honest with you. You know, especially if you're having disagreements with your spouse at home and you can't seem to come to mutual understanding or an agreement on anything. That makes it even more frustrating. So it is what it is. But at any rate, I hope y'all are doing good on this this cold afternoon. It was snowing big time here a little bit ago. I was kind of worried it was going to get bad, but that's what it looks like right now in Springfield, Missouri. So the roads are just wet, but about an hour ago we had these really big fat, you know, these really big fat poofy snowflakes coming down, you know. So probably getting the south side of that big snowstorm that's hitting Iowa and Nebraska and parts of northern Illinois. So I'm probably skirting along down here. It was raining this morning, and then the further closer to Springfield I got, it got colder, and then the rain turned to snow. So I'm hoping the snow's over with, because I want to wake up tomorrow and have to deal with that on top of everything else. I'd like to make it home by tomorrow night, but that ain't gonna happen. I still have to drive an hour south to pick up this next load, and then I go kind of, I don't know, I guess northeast to make it back to Ohio. So from where I'm at right now, it's almost 10 hours and 40 minutes, and that's through Google Maps, which you can't rely on that driving semi, you know. And more than likely it's going to take more like 11 and a half to 12 hours, because you got to figure your 30-minute break in there. You got to figure you're probably going to get loaded heavy, which means you're going to slow down climbing hills. Google Maps, they base their time on doing the speed limit. Well, this truck doesn't do 70, it does 65. So you combine all that together, it's probably more like 12, 13-hour drive from here to Ohio. So yeah, I'm already pretty much figuring I'm not making it home tomorrow. I'll make it 90% of the way, but I'll probably end up stopping in Indiana somewhere and taking my 10 and then trucking the rest of the way Friday. That's all right. But at any rate, I hope you guys are doing good wherever you're at in the country. And if you plan on being home for New Year's, drink one for me. But please don't drink and drive. That's not good. But if you are home, think of Trucker Dave and have a shot. Or 2, or 3, or 4. But as for me, I'm going to get something to eat, go into this truck stop and take a shower and watch the TV and then go to bed, I guess. Not much else to do. So, trying to think of some topics to do video-wise. Let me know what your thoughts are. I can do some videos on hours of service, or I can do some tutorial videos on pre-trip, post-trip. You let me know what you think. I did a really good video, and I think I posted on here about accidents I did a few years ago, and that was a pretty good informational video. And you know, like I say, I don't claim to be a CDL instructor, nor do I plan on being, but I can only share the knowledge that I have with you guys, and hopefully you'll learn something new. And vice versa. You know, if you got a topic you want to share, feel free to post a video and share your thoughts. You know, that's what I want this group to be about. You know, I want it to be something we can start conversations over, something we can debate. You know, we're all in this together. We're all doing the same job. We all haul freight in one fashion or another. Doesn't matter if it's on flatbed, if it's on a step deck, if it's in a reefer trailer or dry van, or a taker. This country depends on us to get merchandise and goods and services delivered. So don't remember that, or remember that rather. You know, don't think that you're not, that you don't matter, because all of us that drive semi, we're the arteries of the country. If it wasn't for us, there wouldn't be clothes in the clothing store. There wouldn't be food on the shelves. Restaurants wouldn't have food to serve. So we wouldn't have cars to drive or ball caps on our head. So, you know, I appreciate what y'all do. I always have, ever since I was a little kid. You know, my daddy drove truck for 56 years. 56 years he drove semi. He was one of the original old school drivers. Back when he started driving truck, the biggest trailer was 20 foot long. They didn't even have air brakes back then. You know, I got pictures of my dad in these trucks that are probably sitting in Wolcott, Iowa in the museum. You know, he's drove the trucks with the double shift knobs where you got to reach through the steering wheel. You know, imagine driving something like that today. You know, now they got automatics. You know, I could see the manual transmission basically going to the wayside in the next 20 years. I could see them making trucks that are just automatics all the way around. You know, when these kids go to these truck driving schools, all they got to learn how to do is turn and drive forward. They don't have to worry about shifting. That's kind of scary. So, but at any rate, I hope you guys have a super fine day. I'm going to get out of here and get something to eat, go in the truck stop, get a shower. I'm going to program my TV, see if I can pick up any local TV stations. So, hope you all have a great Wednesday. But if you're heading home tomorrow for New Year's, be safe, keep the rubber sight down, the shiny side up, and when you do have that shot, think of Trucker Dave, and I'm back quiet.